Hey everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. We are I'm Sarah. Before we even started, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we are talking about Going Off Script by Jen Wilde. I think I jumped the gun on that because I wanted to make sure that I remembered what the title was.
It's all good.
Anyway, I got it off Edelweiss.
Me too.
Okay, so this is... Finally, Bex has graduated and is getting out of her unfortunate hometown. She's leaving behind the high school bullies and going to Hollywood for a writing internship on her favorite TV show. You know, because that happens. Bex wants to be her true self, even with her cousin Parker, who she is reuniting with in Hollywood. While he has been out for years, Bex is also gay, but she finds it difficult coming out of the closet because she doesn't want it to seem like she is constantly following in his footsteps. Bex quickly learns that the TV set isn't going to be a walk in the park. The showrunner, Malcolm, is a complete jerk who treats Bex like crap. He even steals an episode she wrote and acted like it was his. In the episode, Bex created one of the first canonical queer romances in the show's history, and she will stop at nothing to keep this much-needed romance. Bex quickly finds sparks flying between her and the actress Shrupti. Bex is going to need to stand up for herself and speak her truths if she's going to survive in Hollywood.
That is basically what it's about. So...
It's not realistic. Like, I guess the more that I think about it and reflect on it, I think I'm frustrated with the fact that it's not realistic. Like, whenever, like, like, how do you get this, like, awesome writing internship on a TV set with a guy who hates interns? One. Then the episode that you just decide to write, like, goes to TV and for production. And then, like, the last fourth of the book, everything that Bex needed to happen, conveniently it was able to happen. I mean, she just so happens to meet all of these high-flying people in Hollywood who have the kind of support and who are YouTube stars. So, like, anything that she needed help with, she can fall back on their celebrity. I mean, come on. That's just not believable.
Yeah, that bugged me. But I would say... Because reading the book, I was like, oh, and it is very fluffy, but the positive to me about this book, and the reason that I would give this book to a kid, is that Bex is really struggling with coming out. And I feel like her experience of deciding to come out, and the process of which she does it, is realistic. Like, the emotions behind it, and that part of it. And to me, that is valuable.
Well, and I thought it was an interesting twist because... Bex is struggling to come out in a world that she knows would accept her. I mean, her cousin's been out for years, but it's still a personal struggle. Like, it's not, like, just because she knows that people in her life will be cool with it, it's still kind of it's got to be her decision and her time to find that truth.
And there's parts where she's like, she almost comes out to people she doesn't want to at certain times. And she's like, I don't want to tell this person I don't care about before I can tell my mother. And I just thought that was very well done. And to me, that is the strength of this novel, is the fact...
I can agree, because I think it was better, it was a clearer journey than even Simon and the Homo Sapien Agenda.
Yes.
Because I think he had similar issues, but it wasn't described, it wasn't as well developed as it was in this book.
And to me, that's like the strength of this book. I also really appreciated the discussion of straight washing, which I knew it was happening, but I'd never heard that term. And I'm like, you know what, though? It's very true. It does do that. I remember reading an interview with John Green, and they asked him about why wasn't Will Grayson being turned into a movie. And he said that the producers that he met with said that the only thing that people in America don't want to see less than a smart kid is a smart gay kid. And I was like, and that kind of felt to me like what they were doing in this book. Like, they took this incredibly strong lesbian character and made her straight because it was more palpable and it fit their agenda better. And I feel like that's something that should be discussed. Because, I mean, you are culturally getting rid of, I don't want to say like a society, but like, how would you, not really a class of people, but, because if you take a character that's African American and make them Caucasian, people are much angrier than if you take a bisexual character and make them straight. And people should be angry. That is the aspect.
Yeah.
So that aspect and the coming out aspect, to me, is what made this book worth reading. The rest of it was just kind of like, eh. People who are fans of her, you hadn't read any of the other books, but there's a lot of references to Brightsiders, and there's a lot of references to Queens of Geek.
Well, and getting back to like the straight washing, I think related, the Shrupti storyline was kind of my favorite. Especially like when she talks about the fact that it's so important that as a brown queer girl, she's playing a brown queer girl.
Right.
And like, so things like that, like I think her storyline is probably the best out of it all. And I think had this book followed that, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then you would have lost kind of the very important journey that,
that Bex went on.
Thank you. I'm like, what is her name? But because she was just so darn passive, and I think it frustrated me. Bex was super passive until she like couldn't be. Like, I don't know, kept talking about how not passive she was going to be, but like she still was so passive.
But I feel like she was afraid.
I guess, but God, it frustrated me.
Should we just rate it?
Yes.
So our rating system starts at the top with 5 unicorns. Oh, you introduced it.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Welcome to me getting lost.
It's okay.
You could have finished, but basically our scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we didn't like it, it was a horse. Where are you?
I'm at a 3. And like I said, I will give this book to kids. This is one of those books. I have books that in my collection that I don't necessarily think kids will ask for the topic, but I like to have those books out there so if they need to steal them, they can. Like, I always make a point to have like 2 or 3 books about what to do with teen pregnancy or how to deal with coming out to your family, because I know kids aren't going to ask for them and they're not going to check them out. But if they go missing, I'm like, somebody has it who needs it. And I feel like this might be one of those books.
Okay. I mean, I'm giving it a 3 because I think it could solidly hang with all the other Hollywood books. I mean, it doesn't.
That's true.
It doesn't kind of better it, but I don't think that it. I mean, it can hang.
Yeah,
it can hang.
So that is where we are on Going Off Script.
All right.
See you around. Bye.